Hello, Bridget Bartlett here. So today I am going to show you how to plan your automations for your business. Okay. Now, this may seem like a simple thing, but when you have your processes, it's really good to get an overview or an kind of make a plan, right? So today I'm going to show you how to create the basic reoccurring subscription automation. All right. Now you can see here that there are five basic parts to this automation that you want to make sure to include. Okay. Now, the first one is going to be the trigger. So, in each of these stages here that we have in a reoccurring subscription automation, we need to have a trigger that's going to make these happen, right? So, really, what we're doing is we're building four different workflows. And the first one is going to be what happens when they become a lead. So, in that workflow, we're going to have a trigger. We're going to have a tag. We're going to have an opportunity pipeline in there. We're also going to have a customer email because we need to send them, a welcome email with instructions, their login credentials, or whatever it is that we need to send. Even a receipt or a confirmation that they welcome to our whatever it is, we want to send the customer an email. And then the next step here is a team notification. Now, I build this in, especially if I am creating a new automation or a new workflow, because I want to notify myself or a team member and make sure that the new customer or the new lead is getting everything that they need to get. And then I may want to even forward information to a team member. So I do love to build this in, especially for new workflows until, a few months or a few leads have gone through that we can verify this is a good automation. We don't really need to notify the team. Or maybe you want to add this team notification in there because you want someone to reach out to them personally. Okay. Or maybe there's something that your team needs to do every time you get a new lead or a new order is submitted or whatever, right? So these are the basic stages that you want to build into basically every reoccurring subscription automation. Okay. So, like I said, we have the stages when they become a lead. We need to build the workflow when the order is submitted, when the order is suspended. Okay. It may seem like maybe you didn't even think about what happens when they have placed an order and the next month their subscription fails. We need to add notifications in here like, hey, this is how you want to update your subscription, or sorry, your subscription failed, whatever. We would definitely want to notify them. Maybe we need to notify team members as well because they need to maybe pause something manually, or maybe we need to cancel some things. Whatever you want to do when that order suspended email or stage is met, we need to build a workflow for that. It could be, removing access to the membership area. And then maybe the order canceled is going to be like when you just delete everything. Okay. When, nothing is hanging out anymore, it's just completely canceled. If they create a new account, they'll have to start all over again, that type of thing. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's go into high level and let's start building out these automations. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder because I want to keep all of these straight and organized. Okay, so I'm going to say recurring subscription. And I spelled that wrong. You guys know I'm a horrible speller. I was raised in the spell check generation. Okay. Subscription automations. Okay, now let's right click and spell check and we're good. Okay, so this is going to be my folder. Now here's just a little tip to help you organize the folders. You'll see that there are many, and of course you can use the search box, but if this is something that I want to be at the top of my automations every time, I can use letters and numbers. I could even use a combination of letters and numbers. Let's say I could just do like 1.1. And then now this folder will be up at the top here because I use the numbers. You can also use like emoticons or, like I said, letters or whatever you want to use there. So now I'm going to go into this folder and I'm going to create my first automation, which is going to be this become a lead. Okay. So let's go ahead and click here and we're going to start from scratch. And what do I want to be the name of this? I like to keep it again simple because I want to know when I'm looking through my automations, I want to know exactly what this workflow is for. So I'm going to go ahead and name it up here. So they became a lead. Now I need the trigger. All right. So the trigger is going to be the thing that happens that makes these steps that we're going to build in, it's going to make that, take place, right? So we could choose any of these triggers here. Now, in this particular workflow, we probably have a two-step checkout. And the two-step checkout is what allows the person to enter in their information, and then they will click a button, and then it goes to the payment info. I definitely prefer these over just a routine checkout page if you're doing like like you're running ads or something like that, because really we do need to capture that email address. And even if they don't place an order, we want to be able to retarget them by having their contact information. Okay. So let's say that is what we want. Okay. So when they submit the order form, okay, and then we're going to choose which order form, and we could choose submission type. Let's say opt in. And then we would choose the specific order form if we had it, or a specific funnel. Let's say this one. We could even choose like the exact page here. So let's say it is homepage, and let's see if there's any other filters. We could even choose the product here, but we don't actually have a product. Okay, so what we've done here is this is order form submission. So not the order submitted. This is just the order form is submitted. Okay. And then it is the opt-in in this particular funnel or website and on this particular page. Okay. So we can filter that down as much as we want. Now what's going to happen is the lead is going to come to this particular page, and they're going to submit their information. And then what do we want to happen next? So we've chosen our trigger. Now, I always recommend adding a tag. You may not even realize how important tags are, but you can just do this now and thank me later. And it's so funny because I always hear my members come back to me and say, "You were so right about tags." So even if you don't know anything about tags, just trust me when I say add them to your workflows. You will thank me later. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a tag. So let's choose tag. I'm going to choose add contact tag. And then here, what tag do we want to add? Let's just say we want to make one up. We can do that here. Become a lead. Now, I will say when you're creating your tags, be thoughtful of what this actually is, because the goal of a tag is we want to see inside the profile where this lead has been. Okay. So if we have maybe a specific product or maybe a lead magnet or something like that, we could even do like lead. And then this is where we talk about, naming conventions. Maybe you want to do like lead and colon, and then you can do, let's say that it was a lead magnet. Let's say social media marketing agency lead, or say guide. Okay. So let's say that this workflow, we are giving away or let's say that we're selling it, because this is actually, that wouldn't make much sense. Let's say, I'm so sorry. Let's say lead coaching. Okay, so let's say we have a coaching program and this person went to our website. They entered their data into the first step of the checkout form, and we want to know that this lead came from there. So we can create a tag called lead coaching. And then if we're using something like this lets us know all of our tags. If it's a lead tag, it would start with lead colon, and then we can make this whatever we want. This makes it super easy when you are looking for your tags, when you are creating new tags, and all of that. Okay, so let's choose how we want our tagging to be ahead of time, and then it will save you a lot of time later. Something else that's really important, let's go ahead and click there. So we've added lead coaching here. Let's go ahead and add this up here. So we're going to name this step so that when we come back, we can see what tag or what step is here. So I'm going to say add tag lead um, coaching. Okay, so let's put a space here. So all we're doing here is just giving it a name. And you can see when we click there, that's so that we know that this step in our workflow is adding the tag lead coaching. Okay. We could even do like quotation marks if we want to make it like really really clear what we're doing here. And then up here, of course, we could choose to rename it as well, like order form submission. Let's just say new lead. And then we would want to call it whatever it is. Okay. So let's say new lead clean SaaS because that's the website that we chose there. Okay. Now you can see our trigger says new lead clean SaaS. Okay. So we're staying organized here with our naming of our workflows, the naming of our folder, the naming of our trigger here, and then also the naming of the step, which is adding the lead coaching tag. Okay. So then the next step here is the opportunities. Now you can create an opportunity pipeline and I have tons of training on that. It's really simple. Just go to opportunities and basically you just name the stages. But here you want to search opportunity and you're going to choose the opportunity pipeline that you have available that you want to add this lead to. Okay. So let's say that we'll just go to this leads. And then what stage here do we want to add them to? Okay. So let's say cold. And we could give this opportunity a name. We can even use like custom values here. So if I want to bring in the contact's full name, I can do that. And then it will be dynamic. And when it creates that opportunity card in our pipeline, we will be able to see their name up here. We could also choose, we could type in our own source. So if I wanted to say new, let's say the source would be like clean SaaS because that's what we called it up here. Let's say that's the source. And now we know when it creates this opportunity card for this lead, it's going to put them in the cold stage. It's going to add this. The opportunity name is going to be their name. And then the opportunity source, we could type in whatever we want to. We could also click here and go to contact and scroll down. You'll see source there, and it will actually fill that in for you. Okay. So whatever you want to choose, you can do that there. Now we don't have a lead value here. If you did have one, you could put that in here. And then we want to choose the status. It's just a lead. So we're going to say open. And you can choose, again, if you wanted to add duplicate opportunities or move back and forth. But in this case, that wouldn't make sense. So we're not going to choose that. Let's just go ahead and click save. Okay. So that's how we want to add to the opportunities. So now we're getting a new lead on this specific website. And as soon as that lead comes in, it's added to our high level account there. It's created a contact. And now within that contact, we're adding a tag called lead coaching. We've also created an opportunity card within our sales pipeline. And that's going to be, as you can see, the pipeline is going to be the leads one, and it's going to be in the cold stage there. So now what we need to do is send the customer an email. Okay, so let's go here and let's search. Let's click the plus sign, add a new step. Here's going to be send an email. We can choose where who the email is coming from, and we could also add the from email. If you don't put anything there, it's going to default to your company, your business information. If you did want to put something there, you could. You could also go to the settings and add it there as well. I'm just going to leave that blank for now. And then, of course, we need the subject line for the email. It will probably be welcome, comma, and then we could even use a custom value here and then put in their first name. Okay, so welcome. And then, of course, if you had templates built in the email marketing area, you could add the template there and just use that. But we don't have a template we're going to use. So let's just type this out. We could say, hey there. Let's use their first name again. Welcome to our program. Here is your access info. Okay. And then, of course, you can sign it. Let's do like, let's go to account name, and let's even put our account email if we want to do that there. Okay. So now we're signing it, account email. You could even do, if you wanted to, the signature. You go to, let's go user signature. Okay. You can even do that if you want to. So let's go ahead and click Save Action. Okay, so now we've sent our customer an email. The next step would be a team notification. Okay, so let's click the plus sign here and let's look for notifications. So you'll see Send Internal Notification. This is what you're going to use, not the email option, but you're going to use this when you want to send a notification to someone in your team. Okay, so to do that, you can choose email. You can choose the browser notification. It'll show up in the top right hand corner of your dashboard, or you can even send a text message. Let's just choose email to be simple. Again, we can choose the from name or the from email address there. We can have the subject line could be you have a new lead, comma. Let's even do like, you could even do like the user first name if you want to. You have a new lead, whatever their assigned user is. And then we could say, hey there, um, user first name, you have a new lead. And then we could even bring in the lead info. So let's say name, and then instead of using user, we're going to choose the contact, right? Anytime we want the contact that came in here, we want to choose contact custom values. So let's put in the full name there and let's say email address. Let's go contact email and let's say phone and we'll go contact phone. And if you look here, there are actually many custom values that you can use. If you have custom fields, even, you could add the data, the input data from that as well. You could also add the source, the birth date, or any of that data that you actually capture from the lead. Okay. So this email is now going to go out to the team member, and we want to select which team member that will receive this. Do we want to send to a custom email? Like maybe we have like a support email this would go to, maybe a particular user, the assigned user for this contact, or maybe we want to send it to all users. Okay, you can select that there. So go ahead and save action. Of course, let's go ahead and name these again because I do love to make sure that we're organized. So this is going to say lead stage. All right. And then let's say we're going to call this customer email. And then here, let's call this team email and save and save. And then the very last thing we want to do is publish once we're sure that it is published. Now, I told you you can go to the settings here and you can add your from name and email, and that's you can do that there, and then it will add that into all of your outgoing emails in this workflow here. Okay, so now we have the become a lead in our folder here. Okay, let's go ahead now because we have the order submitted workflow that we need to create. So let's go ahead and start from scratch. And let's call this um, subscription, or let's say order submitted. Okay. So now, of course, just like this, we need to choose our trigger. So what is our trigger going to be? Well, anytime they submit an order, it's going to be order submitted. Okay. So let's go ahead and just choose what is the product that we want to trigger this automation. So let's choose global product is, and then we can choose any of our products that we have created. Let's just choose this one for an example. And then since we're choosing the AI ads there, let's say ordered AI ads. Let's go ahead and name it and click save. So now we have our trigger here. We can easily see, maybe we even want to say AI ads order submitted. So we know which product it is. And now we have the next thing is going to be the tag. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a tag here and tag added. And we have, let's just say AI ads um, ordered. Let's just create a new one here. AI ads ordered. and save. So let's do AI ads. Of course, your tags can be anything that you want. Just make sure that you know when you see the tag in someone's profile that you know what it means, right? You just want to know right away what that means. So let's say AI ads ordered and save. Let's go ahead and save. And you guys will see, and I should have written this down actually. When we become a lead and you look at your tag here, we have lead coaching. Okay. So now when I go back to the one where they submitted the order, what I want to do is I want to remove that tag that said that we used in the original workflow, right? Because now they're no longer a lead, they're actually a customer. So I'm going to choose tag again, and this time I'm going to choose remove that particular tag. So we know that it started with lead. So you'll see if I just type in lead, I can choose that. Now, how convenient would that be, right? If you had lead SaaS, lead ads, lead whatever, when you type in lead, you would see a list of all of those tags here. So that's why it's kind of cool. If you name everything kind of the same, it makes it really easy for you to stay organized. Okay, so let's say remove tag, lead, coaching. Okay. So that way we are staying organized. All right. So now we're keeping the profile clean, right? We have the triggered. We're adding a tag. We're removing the tag from the previous stage so that it will now just say AI ads ordered. Now we have the opportunities pipeline. Okay. So let's go to our opportunities, and we're going to add them to the same stage here. And maybe here we would have like the warm stage. Okay. We can add the contact name. Again, we'll go here. We can add the source. Let's just type in AI ads ordered, order, submitted. And we could add the lead value, which would be whatever that product is. If you go to order, you can see order total, and that will actually add the lead value there. And then you can choose one because you did win. They became a customer. And then these are not relevant for this stage here. So let's go ahead and just click save. All right. So now we've updated the opportunity pipeline. So the next thing here is we want to send the customer email. Okay. Um, Now, I did say in the previous stage, we go back here, that we needed to send a welcome email. This welcome email, just to be clear, this would be the email where whatever they opted into, if it was like a lead magnet or something like that, we want to make sure that we give them the guide here, or maybe they opted in for like a free trial, whatever it is. We want to make sure that whatever they opted in, if we promise them something, we're delivering here. If not, if it's just a lead, you could actually just say, hey, I saw you were interested in this, or maybe you like this, or maybe you just want to um, send them an email about, other offers you have or something like that. Okay. So let's go back. And now this one is going to be when they actually make a purchase. Okay. So here, obviously, we want to send them an email. I want to make sure that they have access to whatever they've purchased. Let's go ahead and rename this though and say opportunity. And then this one is going to be AI ads customer. We'll say ordered. All right. So now we know what that stage is. Okay. So let's send an email now. Oops. Send email. And again, we could add the from name and from email if we want to. And then now we can say login, credentials, enclosed. And we could say, hey there. Of course, we want to put their name, first name. And then we could say, here are your login credentials. Okay. And let's save action. All right. So now you'll see we've added the trigger, the tag. We even removed a tag in this one. And we have the opportunities. We sent the customer an email. Now let's go ahead and send, let's name this actually customer email. And then now let's send the team a notification because maybe there's onboarding. Oops, I typed in team. Let's do send internal notification. Let's say this one we want to be a text message. And let's say all users. And here we're going to say you have a new customer. Because let's say that this is really urgent and there's something manual that they need to do. And we want to make sure that we send them that text so that they can get on that right away. And if we wanted to use any of the customer information, we could do that here. We could say contact and then email and then use this as well. Okay, so maybe our team member wants to make it really easy, or we want to make it really easy for them to get access and know which customer we're sending them the information about. Okay, so of course we want to save and save. All right. So now if we're looking at the next thing here, it's order suspended. Okay. Now, a lot of times, maybe you don't want to remove access to everything, or maybe you have like a step where you need to delete accounts, right? Especially if you're a software reseller, because you pay for licenses. And so if someone has not paid you, you need to get rid of that account so that you can reuse that license. The last thing you'd want to do is hold someone's account as paused for a year and then have to buy more licenses because someone is not paying you for the account, right? So let's go ahead and start from scratch and let's create this automation for order suspended. Okay, oops, that is really close. Okay, so let's say order suspended. Okay, and let's choose our trigger here. Now, if you have a subscription, like a reoccurring subscription, you'll see this option here, okay? And you can actually choose global products is, let's say, AI ads. You could even choose the prices or status. Let's say status is failed, okay? Let's say that their payment failed on this subscription. And so when that happens, we want to suspend the account, okay? Now, we definitely want to if you see here, we've created our trigger. Now we have a tag here, okay? And we can add a tag and say, let's say AI ads suspended. And there we go. So let's say that this is our tag, suspended, and save, okay? So now, let me get rid of that L because right, there we go. So now we've added this tag. And one thing that I like, because sometimes when you have like there may be other times that you want to suspend an account. Okay. And if that's the case, what you would do is just manually push that contact through this workflow. And if you did that, it would bypass this part here and then it would just continue to the next step. Okay. So, there are ways of doing that, and I can show you that in a different training. But this will ensure that since the trigger here is the suspension here, if you did have any other reason, you could either add another tag here that maybe says like AI suspended manual, and then that would trigger this workflow, or you could just manually push them through and then it would add this tag just like as if their subscription failed. Okay. So the next step here we have is opportunities. All right. So let's click here and let's search opportunities. And let's choose our pipeline here. So let's say it's leads. And let's say here, um, doesn't it's not, let's just say here, even though this would be a better thing if we had like onboarding, or if we had because remember this is a customer, so we may not want them to be like in the lead stage, right? Maybe we want them to be like in the SaaS. Unfortunately, I should have built out a opportunity pipeline for this training specifically, but I didn't. So we're rolling with the punches here. Okay, so let's say that let's choose this one. All right, and let's say it's this stage here. Okay, this one's called SaaS only, but let's just say this is the stage that we put all of our suspended orders in. And then, of course, the same thing, we could use the contact name. We could say, if we wanted to manually type this in, suspended AI ads, suspended. And then we could add the lead value, but it is suspended, right? Now we could change this to lost or abandoned. Could be abandoned. Maybe you don't want to add any status there. Maybe you just want to leave it open. You could totally do that, but let's just go ahead and save. Okay, so now we've updated the opportunity pipeline. Let's create, let's say, SaaS only stage. Okay, and the only reason I say SaaS only stage is just because that is the actual stage I put this in. Okay, so we just want to make sure that whatever this step is, that we're actually naming it because it will save you a lot of time in the future. Okay, so now again, we have the customer email. So here we want to choose email again. And here we're just going to say basically, oops, action required. And then here we can say, looks like your subscription has failed. Here is how you can update your payment method on file. And if you have like a billing link, you can create a customer portal through Stripe if you want to. It doesn't cost anything. They do charge per transaction. But if you had the link, you could add this here. Let's say it was billing.com. Okay. So save. So now we've sent our customer an email letting them know that this has been suspended. And then, of course, we need to send our team member an email as well. So we'll say notification, send internal notification. Let's say email this time. And we want to say you have a suspended account. And let's go ahead and add, we could say name. And the reason that I put name and then the space here is because you want to, when they receive the email, you want it to say name and then have the data, or at least I do, because it makes it clear, what this contact information actually is. Okay. I just think it looks a little bit better. And if you're sending this to customers too, it definitely looks better. Okay. So we'll say you have a suspended account, the name, the email, and so on. Okay. We need to put the subject line here. Uh, Suspended, suspended, and save. Why is it telling me? Oh, user type. So we want to choose the user again. Let's just say all users and save. There we go. And so you see now we have added that. Let's go ahead and save. And of course, we want to make sure to publish. Save again. All right, so now we have one more automation here, and then this one is order canceled. Okay, so what do we want to happen when we decide we've already sent them emails about their account being suspended? Now we're going to say account canceled, and let's choose subscription. Let's choose the product is AI ads. Let's say status is canceled. And then now, of course, if we look at our thing here, we have the tag. Okay. So we probably, let's add a tag here. And let's say AI ads canceled. Add a tag. I'll save the time of naming all of this, but just so you know that definitely want to name that. And then, of course, if we look at the next thing, we have the opportunities pipeline, but we, of course, want to remove that other tag, right? So let's go remove tag. And remember, it was AI ads. I don't remember what it was, actually. So let's go back because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. So when they become a customer, it's this workflow here, okay? And then we add when they become a tag, AI adds ordered, okay? And then when we removed the leads tag, okay? So now what we want to do when they cancel is remove that AI adds ordered, okay? So let's go to the canceled one and let's remove that tag. Tag, remove, AI adds ordered, okay? And save. Now the next one here is the opportunities pipeline. So let's go ahead and update that. And we have like, let's say this one. Um, I wish I had like a canceled. Let's pretend this hot stage actually says canceled. And of course we can add our contact full name. We can add the source. Let's just type it in. AI ads canceled. And we could add the lead value if we want. And then we could also add lost. If we wanted to add a lost reason, if we had that, we could do that, but let's go ahead and click save. Okay, so now we've added the opportunity pipeline there and we want to notify the customer. Okay, so we're going to send an email and we'll say canceled. Well, of course, it would say something better than that, like, oops, your account has been canceled. Hey there, contact first name. Your account has been canceled. Um, Please contact us if you would like to join again. All right, and save. And now we need to notify a team member. Okay. Now, this is important because you may have, especially when you're canceling, you may want to be deleting accounts. You may need to like pause some things. You probably have a checklist that you need to go through when an account is officially canceled. So I do definitely like to create a notification for myself or a team member. So let's say here, account canceled. And when I send these team notifications, I like to do like something that says this comes from like something that's attention grabbing, basically, like maybe office, or maybe you want to add like an emoticon or something so that it's real noticeable, especially if it's something that's kind of time sensitive. Okay. So you want to put your subject line there so that it's clear. And then, of course, you can um, add whatever you want to. So let's say user first name, you have a canceled account. And then again, I could add the info from the customer. Okay. So contact full name and then email. All right. And save. Now, if I did want to create a task, especially here, I could click the plus sign and you can click task. And then you could create a task for, um, basically instead of internal notification or in addition to an internal notification. Let's say that you want to notify a team member, but maybe you want to also assign a task that needs to be completed in this stage. Okay, so maybe this team member notifies them, maybe that's the sales team, and then this is you, and you want to make sure to go in and verify all the steps are correct or something like that. You could do that as well, like canceled account. And you could say this person canceled. Make sure to verify steps are completed. And you could use custom values again. You want to assign it to yourself. Let's say demo user one. When is it going to be due? Let's say now and save. Okay. And then, of course, you want to click publish. All right. So you guys, that is all the different steps of the basic automations that you can see inside of each of these workflows. There's an enormous amount of things that you can do. Let's say that you wanted to create an email sequence to like welcome people when they submit an order. You could just choose like wait 1 day or 24 hours, whatever you want to say. And then you would just send them another email. You could choose that. You could also assign to a user, edit conversation, mark them as D&D, copy contact to another sub account within your agency. You can add an engagement score, add contact followers. You can send a notification to Slack or a text or make a manual phone call or any of these options here. You can send that data through a webhook to another software if you want to. You could use if else conditional logic, and you could say, if this person has this particular tag, send them here to this workflow. If they don't, send them here to this workflow. You could create goal events. There's all kinds of things that you can add. You can use Chat GPT to respond. You could update appointment status if it's booking appointments. You can send data to Google Analytics. You could also add them to your affiliate management system, or I'm sorry, if you have an affiliate campaign inside of your account, because as high level users, every user account comes with an affiliate manager. So if you do have an affiliate program for your own business, you can add them to that campaign there. You could grant them access to a course. You could grant them access to one of your communities. You could even issue a certificate to them as well. So many things that you can do inside of there, but this is what is going to help you get started. These are the basic foundational automations that you want to include when you are building a reoccurring subscription automation. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality.